Good morning, guys. So today is Thursday, April 26th, and I'm sitting down with my breakfast. It's really late. I woke up pretty late today. It's currently 1:28 p.m., but better late than never. So I have here some Foragers yogurt, best dairy-free yogurt on earth, some homemade granola, and honey mango. It's delicious. So I'm gonna eat my breakfast, and while I eat my breakfast, I'm gonna share with you some tips on how you can make money on the side, small little businesses, and just some ideas and tips to help you get started. And this is supposed to be tips of things that you could do on the side, not as a main job, or if you're a student, it could be your job because you may not have time for a regular job, and you may not want to have a regular job, and you might not need a regular job. So these are the things that I did in middle school and high school to help me make extra money so I could build the kitchen set, get the camera you're watching me on. I was able to afford this full, let's say, little things that came along with my hobby, or hopefully future business of YouTube videos. So I did little things here and there so that I could buy these things, and I want to share with you how you could create small little businesses that could actually make a decent amount of money. They're not quick, easy fixes. There's a lot of videos out there now like how to make quick money, how to make money really fast. This is not that. I mean, yes, you could make $300 in one day using some of the tips I'm gonna teach you, but it doesn't mean that you don't work up to that, meaning you'll see what I mean. You might not make $300 in one day like that. It's like you have to work up to it, you have to put the effort in, you have to put a lot of time into it and planning, and then you could potentially make $300 in a day, $1,000 in a week. Let's talk business. Number one is I started off with teaching baking classes. Now, baking classes are not so simple to run. I know you might think, if you haven't taught them before, that, oh, you put together this cute little class, you teach the kids, how wonderful, how easy and cute it is. It's not very glamorous, it's not very easy. It takes a lot of work and preparation. But let's break it down. Let's say you want to teach a baking class. So you have 10 girls, and each girl pays between $35 to $50. Actually, let's do 40. Total, they pay you $400, okay? Now, you make a list of ingredients because it's a baking class. So let's say you're making chocolate chip cookies and chocolate crinkle cookies. So you're gonna make 2 cookies. Your ingredients cost you between $80 and $100. And keep in mind, you're also gonna have to invest in mixing bowls and things so that every 2 kids could pair up, or every 3 kids could pair up, because everyone needs to get a turn. So you have $400 that you're making, minus $100 of spending, you come out with $300 that Sunday. That's pretty good. You could go and buy a camera lens if you're into photography. You could go and buy a new pair of sneakers if you are an athlete. You could basically make $300 in one Sunday and do it every Sunday, or you could do it once a month. Obviously, it's not gonna supplement for a full-time job, but it's a little something to have a little extra in your pocket. I'm gonna wrap that up. I'm gonna make a whole separate video if you want about how to make the class, how to make the list of ingredients, how to price it, because the price will vary based on where you live. Number 2 is that I ran camps during the summer. They were 1-week-long camps. They were cooking, baking, and crafts, and I called it Camp Crafty Kitchen. I'm gonna give you just an overview of what I did, and then we can have a whole separate video of the details if you like. First off, you need to get the kids to sign up. So you do whatever you have to do to market yourself, and I'll also be sharing some marketing tips at the end of this video that apply to all the business ideas. I always loved having 20 kids in the class. I mean, I loved it because it was a nice amount of money. I hated it because it was really stressful, but 20 kids is a great amount. 12 to 20 kids is good. So you have the kids, you do need a counselor. You're gonna have a whole camp for 1 week. These are 1-week camps, so I would do one in the beginning of the summer and one at the end of the summer. You have to pay a counselor. So find someone from your school, or if you're not in school anymore, from the local school, pay them $100 or $200 for the week, and they're gonna be a counselor. Okay, this is optional, but you might end up like crying yourself to sleep. If you don't, get a cleaning lady. I mean, having 12 to 20 kids in your house for a whole week is really terrible for your house. Mostly if it's baking, cooking, and crafts, your house is gonna be a nightmare. There'll be brownies smudged all over the floor and caked on to the point where you can't just rub it off. You have to physically scrub it off. You want to be able to have a cleaning lady every single day. I know it's gonna take away from the money that you're making, but spending that extra $200, $250, $300 on a cleaning lady is going to make your life so much easier, and you will not resent the camp at the end. Because the past 2 camps that I ran, I did not have a cleaning lady because I don't remember what the reason was. I think she canceled sometimes and the other woman wasn't available. Anyways, I did it all myself, which yes, I would do the scrubbing of the cake batter off the floor before the cleaning lady would come, because that's just kind of rude to leave her with, Ivan. But the parts just like cleaning the floors because they're like super dirty with crumbs, or like cleaning the dishes, if you could give that job to somebody else, even if you want to pay a counselor to do it, if they're willing to do it fast, they have to do it fast. You don't want them taking a million hours to do this. These camps are really hard to teach, mostly when you don't have a cleaning lady and when the kids are rude and disrespectful and smudge grossness on you. You got the kids, you got the counselor, you got the cleaning lady. Now you have to plan a whole curriculum, and you never want the kids to be bored. And also, you have to learn how to budget well. So I would make the best arts and crafts projects ever with these girls at the camp, but I was also really conscious about how much I was spending. But at the same time, I didn't do the cheapest projects, because I didn't want them to do the same projects they were going to be doing in their full-time camps. I wanted them to be unique, different. Now let's talk about money. Now I'm only going to give you like solid numbers because I think it's helpful to you guys, and it will help you realize and conceptualize how you could actually run your own camp and make money. And also, I only recommend doing this for 1 week at a time if you're doing it out of your house, because it is so overly stressful and you are going to be like wiped at the end of the week. So I would do 1 week in the beginning of the summer, and if you want to do a second week, do it at the end of the summer. Let's say every kid pays $175 to $200. You have 15 kids times 200. They're paying $200 for the week. That includes from 9 to 3:30 camp, and they're going to be bringing things home every single day. Baking, cooking, crafts, and usually it's like 2 big things, 1 cooking, 1 craft, or it's 2 crafts, 1 cooking, 1 baking, something like that. $3,000. Now, don't think you're gonna make $3,000, because you're gonna spend a lot on supplies, because you're probably not getting wholesale supplies. Let's have some real talk right now. Even if you buy stuff at those like bulk supply stores or Oriental Trading, it still costs, okay? So be smart, buy stuff at the dollar store, buy stuff at Walmart, like 100% buy stuff at Walmart. Like, don't be snotty, buy things at Walmart, it doesn't matter. And you subtract $1,500. You wanna always go higher, because you're always gonna end up spending more if you're actually running a decent camp. So minus $1,500. So you're gonna make $1,500 at the end of the week. But if you're in 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade, and you're making $1,500 in 1 week in the summer, times 2, because you're gonna do it twice in the beginning and end of the summer, you are set. I mean, people work at summer camps and make $1,000 for 8 to 10 weeks. Like, that blows my mind, because, I mean, for me, I was always like, well, if I can make it in a week, why not? And it's fun, and I enjoy it. So for me, that's how I did it. Of course, not everyone is business-minded. Not everyone wants to actually spend 4 months in advance planning this camp, because it really does take time. I just want to sum up the section about baking camps, or baking, cooking, craft camps like mine, how it is possible to run it, but you really have to be committed, because it is a lot of work. You have to be able to handle the kids being overly rude, even when you try to put them in their place. You have to also consider that you might need a replacement counselor if a counselor is rude and says anything really mean to the kids. It might be for you, it might not be for you. You obviously don't have to have a cooking, baking, craft camp. You could have a sports camp, you could have anything else, any other kind of camp that you're passionate about, that you think people will be interested in. And also, just so you know, you do have to have the goal in mind that you want these kids to have the best camp experience ever, because if you want to have them for another week later in the summer, you gotta make sure that they love the camp. And also for me, it wasn't all just about money. Yes, I want to make the money, but I also want to give these kids the best week ever. Number 3 is something that you can do throughout the year, basically probably on Sundays, which is run birthday parties. So for me, I would run cupcake decorating birthday parties, because you do have to be practical about what you could make at a birthday party, and you're not gonna probably use an oven. It might be outside, so you don't want things to melt. So I always did cupcake decorating. It was such a great go-to. let's talk the details. Let's say you have 20 to 30 kids at a birthday. You have to make sure you know how many kids are there because you're probably going to want to charge by kid. And also, obviously, you're not going to make the same amount of money at a birthday party as you would at a baking class. Meaning, at a baking class, you might charge $40 a person. The parent of the birthday party is not going to pay you $40 a kid. So you have to be practical. Let's say $15 or $20 a kid. I mean, $15 times 30 kids. That's $450. You spend $100 on supplies. So you end up walking away that day with $350, which is a great way to just make money on the side. That's quick. Obviously, you have to plan. You might have to bring the cupcakes in and make them, or you can even just have the parent pick them up if that's what they want to do, and that doesn't even have to be included in your cost. You could say, you pick up the cupcakes, I'll bring everything else, and I'll teach the class, which is actually a really, really helpful way to do it. Which obviously, you don't just have to teach kids. I taught kids mostly because I always felt more comfortable teaching kids. I always felt weird teaching adults because they're just older than me, and I don't know, I felt weird telling them what to do, but you teach kids or adults whatever makes you feel comfortable. Number 4 is you could sell desserts or food. Mostly when I was in middle school, not as much in high school, I would sell Royal Ice cookies, and they were stunning. Like, I'm very surprised I was able to do that at a young age, but actually, I'm not so surprised. I was able to do a lot of things that I just wanted to do. Like, if you want to do something, you'll figure it out. So anyways, I would bake Royal Ice cookies, ice them all night, stay home from school the next day. Not recommended, but I did it a lot, and it was just so rewarding. Obviously, I was not making a ton of money off of that. I would make $100 off an order, $200 off an order, but it was really rewarding, and I did make some money on the side. So just make sure you compare prices of people around your area. Charge less, but also don't undercharge. You want to make sure that you're actually making money off your order, okay? Then we have the obvious, but I'm going to say it anyways, you have babysitting and tutoring. Babysitting is a great way to make extra money on the side. Just get your name out there, tell everyone on your blog that you babysit, and you'll probably get a text here or there, like randomly. That's something so good that you can do through middle school and high school. So easy, like literally, you're not even giving up your time because in most cases, you can bring your computer, you sign into the Wi-Fi, the kids go to sleep, and you just do your thing on your computer. Like, you're not wasting any time, you can be productive, and it's just a great way to make easy money, like 0 effort. And then number 2 is tutoring, which tutoring is such an amazing thing. I didn't tutor in high school because I just like didn't think of it, didn't have time, but this year I've actually been like a homework helper, and so okay, it's not really tutoring, but I call it my tutoring job, which it's kind of not. But I basically help a kid with his homework every single day of the week for the most part, unless he doesn't have work, and it pays really nicely, and it's so easy. Oh, next up, I'm really not even sure what number we're at now, is getting an internship. So let me tell you my quick little internship story. Obviously, I got very lucky. Not everyone gets this lucky, so I'll just share. Basically, I was like, oh, you know, I would like to get an internship at this company called The Feed Feed. The Feed Feed is basically like a food media company. They're a community where they share other vloggers' pictures on their Instagram. And then they also have a separate section where they do advertising for brands, and they work with brands and create incredible events. So I was following them for a while, and in January, I believe, I was like, you know what? I would like to be an intern for them. So I went on their website and said, if you'd like to intern for us, email this email. They weren't looking for interns, but they had an email there. I emailed them, and a few weeks later, I got an internship. So I've been working for them remotely ever since then, and then I'm going to be moving to New York in May. I'm so excited for that, and I'm going to work for them in their office there. So now my point of telling you this is that I know in most cases it probably won't work, but if you want an internship from somebody that you look up to or a company that you look up to, it is really, really helpful and an advantage to yourself to contact them before they put their internship form out. You might not have their attention if there's 200, 300, 400, 1,000 emails coming in. But you will have their attention when there are maybe like 2 other people who emailed them because they happen to also want an internship. So I really think that may have possibly helped me stand out. I don't know 100%. Email them first, make a relationship so that you'll stand out, and then you're gonna get the internship hopefully, okay? So internships are great, mostly if they're a paid internship. It is wonderful, so helpful, and I also just can't wait to be part of that company. And also, we're gonna do a speed round of how to market yourself, because I thought that I just gave you this whole list of things you could do, but in order to teach classes and teach camp, you have to have the clients, which means you have to market yourself a little bit. So quickly, I'm gonna look at my list here, tell you guys, and we're gonna go through it. Number 1, get your local school's email list. Very important. I don't know how you're gonna do it, get your hands on it. I always used to ask people. When I was in school, I actually had the email list. If you can't get their emails, get phone numbers, contact every single person. Number 2 is if you have a synagogue, like I do, I'm a part of a shul, or if you have a church, get those contacts. And get those contacts and email them and bother them and basically tell them who you are, tell them the service you're offering, and you might get some phone calls. This third thing is actually really helpful. Find a parent that you know who's going to advocate for you or basically share all this news with all the other parents. Find a parent that you know and trust, and then ask them. Either you could get the other parents' phone numbers in a grade, or if they could just talk to some other parents for you. In a lot of my cases, I would have one parent who would answer back to an email that I sent, and then they would say, you know what, my kid has a few other friends that would like to join. And then like 4 other kids would come out of that. So get one person who's gonna advocate for you and get the word out there for you. And then the 4th thing, which I didn't do at the time, but now, looking back, I should have, is Instagram and Facebook. Build yourself a following, get the word out there. If you have $10, $20, put it into Facebook ads, put it into Instagram ads. I don't know how much of a return you'll get on it because it's not so much money, but put it out there, try, and build yourself an Instagram, Facebook account that has to do with what you're trying to sell. So if you're trying to sell food, make yourself a food account. If you're trying to sell a sports class, make yourself a soccer account, whatever it is, okay? So those are my quick little marketing tips. I really hope that you got something out of this video and it inspires you to start a small little business if that's what you want to do. Of course, it's not everyone's thing, but these are just my tips, things that help me, so I want to share with you guys so that maybe it could help you too. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. Don't forget to leave me those comments down below that I mentioned like a million times if you want to hear more information about baking camps, classes, and birthday parties. And thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!